This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Monday, January 8th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. Police are investigating a video which has been circulating on social media, supposedly of the robbery at Golden Sands Hotel on the weekend. 3 armed men attacked and robbed the owner, 81-year-old Dennis Tull, of a cash tin and an undisclosed sum of money on Saturday evening. In other news this afternoon, for decades they entertained Barbados and the wider Caribbean, and now 3 of the island's top musicians have been appointed cultural ambassadors. Calypsonians Anthony Gabi Carter and Stetson Red Plastic Bag Wiltshire, as well as soca artist Alison Hines, received the honor at a ceremony at Kensington Oval yesterday. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Frendel Stewart said it is another step in promoting culture as part of Barbados's overall development.
In the case of the mighty Gabi, if I may use his stage name, it is really a formalization and continuation of a title that was given some 13 years ago. As we move forward as a nation, we are reminded of the need to pay attention to the development of our cultural heritage. This suggests that there are some areas which transcend the purely economic dimension and add to our growth as a people that need our priority attention. The decision to accord priority to these areas will strengthen our national and cultural identity and enhance our position on the global stage.
Meanwhile, Gabi called for more support for the culture industry in Barbados.
We are so proud of the work that's coming with BCC. You know, at Stefan Walcott does great arrangements. Give him a big applause. You know, NCF has a lot of work to do, has done a lot of work with very limited budget. I'm sure, PM, that we're going to see improvement in the budget. Because poor Cranny and his team shoestring budget. And I keep saying that Prime Minister after Prime Minister, whether it be David Thompson, whether it be Winatha, or whether it be my friend, Mr. Stewart, have said that every dollar we put in culture, we get back 6. Which means that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. I want to see more and more funds being given to culture so that we can take it where we want it to go, because I know that we can do it for Barbados. We just need the help, and we love Barbados.
Barbados's second female Governor General will be installed this afternoon. Madam Justice Sandra Mason will become Dame Sandra Mason, replacing Sir Elliot Belgrave, who retired last July. She has served as Justice of Appeal at the Supreme Court in Barbados and High Court Judge of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. Before those appointments, Madam Justice Mason worked as Registrar of the Supreme Court in Barbados and served as resident ambassador to Venezuela, Colombia, Chile, and Brazil. The Governor-General designate is also a member of several organizations, including the Commonwealth Secretariat Arbitral Tribunal, where she is currently serving as the president. She has also authored several publications, including The Development of the Trade Unions in Barbados and Juveniles in Barbados Society. The installation ceremony is scheduled for 4 o'clock at the Senate Chamber of Parliament.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region, and we go to Trinidad and Tobago, where Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley tells the nation that the Twin Island Republic will have to undergo more adjustment as it continues to grapple with economic challenges. In an address to the nation last night, Rowley said, however, he is confident that Port of Spain will be able to deal with those obstacles. He said the new year has started with the reported continued murders across the country, and the economic situation remains a major issue since his administration took up office in 2015.
As you are well aware by now, for quite some time, our economy has been facing a decline in the production of oil and gas, two commodities that make the main contribution to our gross national product, to government revenues, to exports, and for foreign exchange earnings. Energy sector revenues were hit by a dramatic collapse in international oil and gas prices and our own low production levels. The combination of these factors gave rise to a sharp decline of over 90% in revenues coming from our energy sector in a short 2-year period. To illustrate the extent of our predicament, oil prices fell from $106 per barrel in June 2014 to $30 per barrel in February 2016, which coincidentally was just 5 months after this PNM returned to government.
On the international scene, it was the annual celebration of Hollywood's finest. But at this year's Golden Globe Awards last night, the focus was on the recent allegations of sexual abuse leveled against some of the industry's most powerful men. And the message from the actors was clear: time's up. We get more in this Reuters report.
Hollywood's return to the red carpet this year decidedly darker. A fashion blackout dimming the usual glitz and glamour of the Golden Globes as actors take a stand over a sexual misconduct scandal that's shaken the film industry. Big names including Meryl Streep, Angelina Jolie, Emma Stone, and Justin Timberlake dressed in their darkest shades in support of the Time's Up campaign, which has raised millions since last week to fight cases of sexual abuse at work. As the show kicked off, it didn't take long for Globe's host Seth Meyers to lay into the likes of Harvey Weinstein, whose empire quickly crumbled under the weight of allegations last year.
But don't worry, he'll be back in 20 years when he becomes the first person ever booed during the In Memoriam. It'll sound like that.
But the moment of the night belonged to Oprah Winfrey, who became the first black woman to receive a Globe's Lifetime Achievement Award, and with trademark gravitas delivered a stirring speech in support of victims in Hollywood and beyond.
That a new day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight.
As for the winners, dark drama 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri won big, snapping up 4 awards. Along with female-driven epics, The Handmaid's Tale and Big Little Lies swept the big-name categories. But few in Hollywood could argue the #MeToo movement was the one to steal the show.
That's news this afternoon. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good afternoon.